Happy birthday, America. My name is Lainey Brooks, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's performance by the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band, a band that has been entertaining audiences in Boynton Beach area for 49 years, which makes next year a very special 50th anniversary year. We are a band comprised of volunteer wind and percussion players. We are a band that thoroughly enjoys bringing its audience an afternoon of delightful music, beginning with a round of applause for our pre-concert entertainment, the sounds of Silver Flute Choir, directed by our piccolo soloist and euphonium player Jennifer Mina, and also our unique mixed ensemble band. Without further ado, please welcome our talented artistic director and conductor, Barbara Rubenstein. Please rise for the presentation of colors by the 11th District American Legion Honor Guard, and then join us in singing our national anthem.
Guard, forward, march.
During a 1902 train tour with his family band. But then he became frustrated with the ending, so he threw the composition in the trash. Little did he know that his family took it out of the trash and they began rehearsing it in the baggage car. One can only imagine what Begley was thinking and how surprised he was when the band informed him minutes before the next concert that they would be performing it. And thankfully they did, because it became the most famous of all of Begley's marches. In fact, it is possibly the most famous non-Sousa American work. Sousa himself said, "It is the best march I have never written." However, despite this, the composition did not make Begley wealthy. He sold the copyright for $25. I know. In our presentation today, our low brass section is featured frequently. If you listen carefully after the intro, you will hear the trombones and euphoniums, also known as baritones. Trombones, euphoniums, could you raise your hands or your instruments so they know? Yay. You will hear the trombones and euphoniums play a variation of the opening phrase of the Star-Spangled Banner. Then later they are joined by the largest and lowest sounding instrument of the band, the tubas, to present the melody. I'm assuming you know what a tuba is. Okay, did you raise it? All right. Okay, please enjoy the National Emblem March, not written by John Philip Sousa, but by the very talented E.E. Begley. that it is not an exaggeration to say that had it not been for the waterways of the United States, Cascades, our country would never have developed. They provided a source of transportation not only for the settlers, but also for the transporting of goods and supplies. They provided water for irrigation and agriculture, and supplied powers for industries. The busiest of the waterways, of course, is the Great Mississippi River and her major tributaries, the Missouri and Ohio rivers. Our next piece, credited to Dan Emmett in 1843, is a celebration of the Ohio River boatmen, a minstrel song titled The Boatman's Dance. It was revived and arranged by Aaron Copland in 1950 as part of his set of old American songs. Both the minstrel version and the Copland arrangement are widely performed and recorded. Most recently, however, the folk song has been arranged for a concert band by Darrell Wiley, who is a friend of our band member and French horn player Donna Caruso. This arrangement was premiered by the Clintonville, Ohio Community Band, of which Darrell is also a member. Today is only the second performance of the work, which has been generously gifted to our band. Please join me in a round of applause as we are honored to have Mr. Darrell Wiley in attendance with us today. If you would please stand. Cleverly featuring the various sections of the band, here is Fantasy on the Boatman's Dance. long before that. He says, I wanted to write a patriotic song my whole life. And when I got to the point that I was touring 300 days a year and I was on my 4th and 5th albums, I told my producer that now is the time. I have a need to do this. He went on to say that he is from California and he knew nothing about the East Coast. But he knew he wanted to include the 4 corners of the United States in the bridge. So they considered Seattle and Miami, but settled on New York and LA. And then his producer suggested Detroit and Houston for the other 2 states because both were economically part of the basis of our economy. Detroit for Motown and Houston for oil. The song became an immediate hit and has had many meanings throughout the years. During the Gulf War, it was a song about war. After Hurricane Katrina, it was about life and hope. And then after 9/11, it was about unity and rebuilding. As far as patriotic songs go, this one is right up there with the best and most well-known of them all. As far as vocalists go, in our eyes, our friend Donna Singer is right up there with the best of them too. And happily, she is here with us today. Please give a warm round of applause for Ms. Donna Singer.
Thank you. Good evening.
locomotive chase. Equally as important as the waterways in the development of our nation is the railroad. With the development of the railway system, transportation of people and freight became much quicker and eventually more economical. It also provided goods and services to the lands in the West that were not close to the major waterways. Our next piece, like most of our music, has a great story behind it. The Great Locomotive Chase, written by Robert W. Smith, was inspired by an historical event of the same name that occurred during the Civil War on April 12, 1862. Don't take notes, but there will be a test. Led by James Andrews, a civilian and part-time spy, 22 volunteer Union soldiers from 3 Ohio regiments planned a raid that would destroy the Western and Atlantic Railroad as a useful reinforcement and supply link to Chattanooga from Atlanta and the rest of Georgia. The objective of what became known as Andrews Raid was to seize a train traveling north toward Chattanooga and subsequently disrupt infrastructure by damaging tracks, bridges, telegraph lines, and switches, thereby depriving the Confederates of the use of their railways to respond to the Union advances. Although delayed by a day due to rain, they were successful in taking over the engine and 3 boxcars while the Confederates were on a dinner break. However, upon discovery that their train was stolen, the Confederates chased their train, first on foot and later by train. Andrews' raiders proceeded to destroy the tracks and cut communication wires until they were again delayed not only by rain, but the need to wait for other trains coming in the opposite direction. And then again, because of the previous rain, they were unable to burn the bridges as easily as they intended because the wood was too wet. Plus, they didn't have enough men or tools to destroy the tracks quickly enough. But they were able to continue to cut the telegraph wires. Finally, as if all that wasn't enough, their stolen engine eventually ran out of fuel, forcing the Andrews raiders to stop and flee. Eventually, most of the raiders were captured and executed, but 8 escaped, and here's the kicker. The 8 who escaped became the recipients of the very first Congressional Medals of Honor. Please take a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the amazing suspense and excitement of this Civil War event as captured in the Great Locomotive Chase. Yes, okay. After our next piece, we will have a 15-minute intermission, but please hurry back to enjoy our second half with more uplifting music featuring the always inspiring Sharon Chorale and this fantastic, about-to-be 50-year-old Gold Coast band. John Higgins is a freelance composer, arranger, and producer for the Educational Division of the Hal Leonard Music Publications, the nation's largest publisher of printed music. In our next composition, you will hear his brilliantly composed, patriotic-sounding work that serves as a backdrop to an informative narrative about our Constitution, beginning with the preamble that you will recognize through narration by Gold Coast board member and tenor saxophone player, Mr. Bob Wilkie.
I'm a little tall. We, the people of the United States, in order to perform a more perfect union, establish justice, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our prosperity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. They gathered under the long shadows of the American Revolution. Men like Washington, Madison, Hamilton, and Franklin, the brightest minds of their day. The vast difficulties of their quest for independence had taught them that, above all, a government must belong to the people. They struggled to create a daring plan, one which would preserve for all time the principles of freedom for which they had taught. Like America itself, the Constitution had been called an experiment, an imperfect document, but a living instrument which would grow as customs changed and new truths were revealed through the progress of the human mind. It has become a symbol of hope, a touchstone for the oppressed people of the world. Our cause is noble, said George Washington. It is a cause of mankind.
The Sesquicentennial Exposition was a World's Fair held in Philadelphia in 1926. Its purpose was to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the signing of the United States Declaration of Independence. Among the highlights of the celebration was the construction of an 80-foot replica of the Liberty Bell, covered with 26,000 light bulbs at the gateway to the festival. Another highlight was the Sesquicentennial Exposition March, composed by John Philip Sousa. Sadly, the fair opened to a heavy downpour, and Variety magazine dubbed it America's greatest flop. But that being said, it's now 2026, and Sousa's Sesquicentennial March is still a high point for any celebration, and especially appropriate in conjunction with America's 250th anniversary. Enjoy. To welcome the Robert Sharon Chorale. Emma wrote the poem The New Colossus in 1883 to raise money for the Statue of Liberty's pedestal. Her words are inscribed on the base of this monument. In 1949, Irving Berlin used her welcoming message to create the song Give Me You're Tired, You're Poor for the musical Miss Liberty, creating a song that voices the promise of shelter to those seeking freedom and opportunity. Here is the Robert Sharon Chorale accompanied by the Gold Coast Band with Give Me You're Tired, You're Poor. According to internationally recognized composer, publisher, conductor, and educator Z. Randall Stroop, the elements used to create Inscription of Hope come from diverse sources, including fragments of a Russian folk melody and a Jewish text that was inscribed on a cellar wall where Jews were hiding from the Nazis in Cologne, Germany. But the message is universal, that hope and belief will eventually reign victorious over the greatest of odds, be they prejudice, hate, or fear of death. Here is Inscription of Hope, performed by the Robert Sharon Chorale under the direction of Dr. Robert Sharon. Republic has become a revered anthem in the American repertoire. The music originates from old camp songs transcribed by William Steffi in the early 1800s as the hymn, "O Brothers, Will You Meet on Canaan's Happy Shores." In the Civil War, the tune was adapted for use as the Union Army song, John Brown's song, Body. Yes, John Brown's Body. In 1862, Julia Ward Howe, poet and abolitionist, penned the lyrics to the Battle Hymn of the Republic, pairing them with Steffi's music. The song was published in 1862, becoming extremely popular in the Union. During and after World War I and II, it gained fresh popularity as an American patriotic song for the entire nation. Enjoy this stunning arrangement by Peter Wahalski, presented by the Robert Sharon Chorale and the Gold Coast Band. from Gold Coast Band Artistic Director, Conductor, and much more, Barbara Rubenstein.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We hope you have enjoyed our early 250th birthday celebration for America. On behalf of our band and our board members, I want to thank you all for celebrating with us this afternoon. Special thanks to Laurel Kaduri, who's working with us backstage here, the general manager of the Coral Lakes Association. Thanks to her for all her assistance and making this musical collaboration with the Coral Lakes community possible. Thank you also to Angel for the technical support this afternoon. Let's have another big round of applause for our special guests. First, the Robert Sharon Chorale. It's always a pleasure performing with them and having them be a part of our programs. Next, our featured vocalist, Donna Singer, who always sings. Our guest composer, Darryl Wiley. And the 11th District American Legion Honor Guard with Sergeant at Arms, Edward Manick, for the presentation. There is so much more to putting one of these concerts together besides what you see and hear on this stage. Since this is our last concert of this season, I have many important people who need to be recognized for their role in helping to make these concerts possible. First, our band board members. Some are here on the stage, some of them are in the audience. Please stand to be recognized. President Pat Drusella, Vice President Susan Lena, Secretary Laney Brooks, Treasurer Roger Scott, Personnel Manager Mary Wilkie, who also is in charge of all of our music, our publicity flyers, the program, and a gazillion other things, and our members at large, Bob Wilkie and Madeline Lamberts. Additionally, thank you to Michelle Spott for handling the ticket sales, to Kat Valentine for handling the front of the house, and to Bill Taylor for doing our video recordings. Special thanks to our band families who help to move equipment, run errands, and most of all, support these fine musicians on this stage. In their pursuit of musical happiness and their desire to get together each week to share their talents and make great music. Thank you to the families, thank you to the band. We are partially supported by the City of Boynton Beach Recreation and Parks Department, and we thank them and the City of Boynton Beach for their continued support. I also need to recognize the folks at the First Presbyterian Church in Boynton Beach, as listed in the program, which is where we rehearse each week. We do not have our dates yet for the next season, but please follow us on our Facebook page or our web page, where we will have all that information posted as soon as it is available. Our first concert is typically near the end of October, and we can't wait to see you all back here for another wonderful afternoon of music. And now, last but not least, let's welcome back to the microphone our terrific and dynamic Mistress of Ceremonies, Laney Brooks.
She may not be able to.
see we have some flowers. First of all, we'd like to thank our wonderful announcer. She does so much research and presentation and presents such a welcoming message for everyone here. These are for Lady Brooks. And we'd also love to acknowledge our wonderful singer, and we're so grateful she can sing with us because she's all over the world singing. But here, these are for Donna Singer. Last but not least, our wonderful artistic director and inspiration person and friend and talented musician and drill sergeant, and you name it. Barb pulls it all together for us, so we want to give her a bouquet of flowers and our thanks as well.
It's a very, very special family we've created here. Okay. Our next piece is This Is My Country, a patriotic anthem celebrating American unity and geographical beauty, emphasizing American pride through imagery of freedom and loyalty. As our last piece in today's concert, we want to give it our all, which can only mean an audience sing-along. Well, I heard a yay. That was good. That's what we want to hear. Please join conductor Barbara Rubenstein leading the Gold Coast Band and vocalist Renee Schrapp, who will be singing the verses. Then it is your turn to join in singing the chorus. The words are printed in your program in case you don't know them. Let's go, let's give it our all, for this is my country.
I don't even think my reading glasses are good. I think I need a reading glasses. I know most of the words.
Difference if I hail from north or south.
Stripes Forever featuring piccolo soloist Jennifer Mina.
You want to stay?
Have a wonderful summer. We can't wait to see